Welcome to the Tech 1-2 podcast. I am very excited today to have Andrew Bochantin, our COO here, in a very special episode, which is our 25th year anniversary. Wow, 25 years. Can you believe it?
No, I cannot believe it. That is unbelievable, actually.
Yeah, today I really want to talk about a little bit of the history that we've had, some of the accomplishments, some of the failures. I mean, it's not all successes.
No. It's ups and downs, in any relationship.
And any failure that you have, I mean, you always want to use it as a learning opportunity for continual improvement. But very excited to have you in the studio today and share some of our experiences together over the last 25 years with our audience.
Thank you very much, John. I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited to be joining our audience. I love our Tech 1-2 podcasts and have been on a few myself, but this is a honor to be in here talking about our 25 years. Can you believe it? 25 years that EMPIST has been in business, and actually this month marks 25 years that we've worked together.
Our anniversary.
It's our anniversary. For those that don't know, I know the exact dates. March 27th, 28th, 29th. I know because it was my 30th birthday, which is dating me a little bit. But March 28th was my 30th birthday, and it was a Saturday. And we were working Friday, Saturday, Sunday together, which, well, I'm sure we'll get to that story. But it's hard to believe it's been 25 years. Yeah.
Well, 25 years did go by very quickly. And just having you by my side, so we'll go through the history, since 2000, knowing each other, working professionally together. And then I won't steal your thunder. You'll be able to tell the story to everybody about, how it actually came all together. But, very excited about what the future holds for us as an organization and accomplishing it together. So let's just start with that. So, back 2000, that may even be before many of our audience was even born.
It's possible.
It seems like a long time ago. I see as we're bringing in new hires and, you look at some of the ages of people, we've been together for longer than some of our hires have been, and people here have been alive. That's
very true. Yeah, it's hard to believe it. I mean, we may get a little bit older and everybody gets younger. I can't quite explain it, but it's amazing. Yeah, going back to that story, because that's a fun story. The needs that we had in 2000 as an organization are not too dissimilar than our clients' needs today. We were faced with a challenge. We were moving off of a mainframe AS400. We had a parent company in Niles, Illinois, and we were moving to a new office. So it was a brand new office build out in Elk Grove Village. And the task given to me was quite simply, everybody's gonna log off their computers on Friday, and they're gonna come in on Monday. So they're gonna log off their computers in Niles. They're gonna come in on Monday in Elk Grove Village, and they're gonna log on their computers. They're gonna have their phones. They're gonna have their email. They're gonna do business. And it seems simple enough. Again, I think about all the office moves we helped our clients with. It's really exactly the same. They essentially want your staff to log off on one day and come in and log in the next day, and typically it's happening over weekends. So that was exactly what it was. I was fortunate, both John and I, for those that don't know us, we were both studying for MCSE at that time, and I had an instructor who suggested that John might be able to help us out. You've always been so easygoing and easy to work with. I mean, even I know you as super intense when it comes to competition. But as far as my first interaction with you, it was as a client or a potential client. And, man, you just asked really good questions and really put us at ease. And I didn't realize, because of your stature, how young you were at the time. The difference between us, for those that don't know it or can't notice it, is about 8 years, right? So I'm celebrating my 30th birthday. You can do the math. But John, you were 100% ahead of your years even then. And you just helped us out. You asked all the right questions. We got all the right equipment. We ordered a server. We had a firewall. We got the phone set up. And we actually even pulled cable Little did I realize you were working for and really managing a team for a small client that most people might have heard of, called BestBuy.com. But at the time, I didn't know that. I only knew you as helping us out. And that weekend, we essentially put everything in place. By we, I mean I helped you out as your assistant. Yeah. You put everything in place, but we deployed it, everything, and tested it. And sure enough, on really aged computer, imagine these are aged computers in 2000.
Yeah.
So imagine how old they were, right? I'm not even 100% sure what operated Windows 95, right? So they were super, super old.
Yeah, all the computers were beige. That was the color.
Yeah, the computers were beige. Yeah. The big monitors.
CRT monitors.
So we didn't even invest at the time. And again, not too dissimilar to some of our clients, we didn't invest in brand new computers that were brand new for 2000. We essentially, the director was take these computers that were connected to complete other domain, complete other network, and just move them to Elk Grove Village. Now, over the years, we did actually upgrade almost everything, including our database. But at the time, it was like, just move these computers. And, the complexity of it then, things have gotten easier over the years. I'm sure you can speak to it. But it wasn't a simple task, as people might imagine. But what I really want to speak to is the experience. When we worked through the weekend, late night. That was a great experience for me because... And God loved my wife. She was super, supportive because I was pretty much gone my whole birthday weekend. But John and I worked together. We got it set up, ran cable. We had a little warehouse in the back, and everybody came in on Monday morning. And sure enough, it was magical. They had access to their phones, to their email, and to their shared documents, and they were able to work. And that actually catapulted me into a stature within my company. We were only 6 employees. But I will just finish with saying that over the course of the next 7 years, from 2000 to 2007, EMPIST began to form. Then we were, Digerati Group, yep. Right? So early on, Digerati Group. I think early on, Digerati Group Consulting, then Digerati Group, and then subsequently later EMPIST. But, EMPIST began to form in our very early days, and you were and your team was our IT team. Mm-hmm. And we grew from 6 employees that came in that first Monday to over 90, 3 continents, 2 different facilities, big warehouse facilities, yep. And built an entire database that ran processed all of our money. For us, it was amazing. Over that 7-year stint, we processed over $300 million. We shipped over 30 million orders. And it was amazing, and we grew during that time, and EMPIST grew during that time. So our very first 7 years together was as a vendor and a client.
Yeah, I mean, wow, that it does feel like yesterday, though.
Doesn't it? Though
it really does.
It really.
I remember the movements. I remember the conversation. I remember the introduction.
Yep.
Getting it done, and then as you grew, the organization and that organization grew, and Digerati Consulting Group at the time.
Yep.
And then in 2005 we went to Digerati Group.
Yep.
It brings back a lot of great memories.
Yeah.
And it just shows you the stuff, the history that you built together, how that, begins as the foundation of building something great. So, so there were some key milestones within the history of EMPIST today.
Yeah.
So 2003, 2004, introduction of managed services.
Yep.
To be much more aligned with what our clients needed. We don't want to make money due to our customers' misfortunes. Mm-hmm. We want it to be good for them and good for us. Very early adopters. We know managed services today is very mainstream. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, everybody's doing managed service. Some flavor of it.
Yeah, 2005 rebranded as Digerati Group from Digerati Consulting Group. Then we went in 2009, introduced public cloud services, mm-hmm. Or our private cloud services, right. Where there was obviously the pioneer of public cloud was AWS, mm-hmm. and pioneered that. And our clients were really, trying to dip their toe in the water, and we wanted to give them the opportunity where they can experience the cloud. Again, what is the cloud? It's somebody else's computer stored somewhere else. Obviously, cloud has evolved quite a bit over the last few years, but we introduced cloud services. As we continue 2015, we made an acquisition. But prior to 2015 and right after 2009, let's talk about something that happened between us.
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2007, our company was sold, and we were acquired by another organization and subsequently replaced our management team, which happens. I had started my own fulfillment center for a few years. And again, all throughout that journey, you were a part of that. Stayed very much in close contact, and you helped me out. I had a much smaller business then. And I soon realized that I didn't necessarily have the client size that I had when I was working for the previous company I was working for. Just generating that volume of orders just didn't exist. But I had some great clients. I decided I would transition those over to another fulfillment company. And in December 2009, I was looking for what was going to be the next career move for me. And you reached out because we'd always stayed in contact. And I clearly remember you saying, hey, we're doing some exciting things at Didrati. I would love to talk to you about how you can be a part of that and help us grow together. And I was very fortunate. And you're always, I think, the one thing I will always say about you, John, and to you specifically, is you're so good at like follow up, staying in contact. I mean, just, and this doesn't just apply to me as a client, but all of our clients. I mean, you don't get a chance as much, and I know it hurts you at times because you don't get to talk to our clients all the time. But it's almost as if there's never a time missed when you do talk to them, because you just invest so much in personally knowing your clients and aligning with them. And so, you really reached out and understood, hey, I think there could be a good fit here for what you've done in your past. Granted, not involved in technology per se, right, other than managing the IT, but you weren't looking for necessarily somebody just to come in and if you were hiring me to fix computers, it was going to be a big problem, right? So that wasn't the case. But come in and I clearly remember, you knew I had a background in operations, but we had a clear discussion. It was like, listen, I don't want you to start in operations. I want you to first get to know our business, understand our services, and more importantly, understand our clients and our client needs, the business needs. Not really too dissimilar to what you experienced, managing as VP of operations for your company. But the reality was that I needed to truly understand what we were doing as an organization. So I'm happy to say that I actually embraced it, went out and found some great clients, some of which are still with us today. So that makes me proud to think clients that I talked to initially, that I evangelized about our services and that we helped understand their business needs and address their business needs, are still clients of us today, clients of ours today. And I know that's how you feel, because you still, as an organization, EMPIST, we still have clients that you brought on shortly after or around the same time you brought my company on as a client, right? Mm-hmm. So, 25 years we celebrate with other clients and many clients throughout that journey. So it was exciting to start joining the organization. I learned from the ground up. It was difficult for me to make that adjustment, but you really helped guide me along the way. And we set a pathway. We said initially, 6 months account management, and then we want to build the operations, so move into operations. That turned out to be more realistic, more around 18 months, but it was, you were true to, and we were true to our vision. And we really started to grow as an organization during that period. And there was a need then to start to make that transition from account management into operations. Mm-hmm. So initially operations manager, then VP of ops and COO, and we grew during that period. You're right. 2009, the cloud, I think even Microsoft was a late adopter, really, when you think about it, to the cloud environment. Everybody knows Azure now because of such the investment in Microsoft 365. But at that time, it was like Rackspace. There were some other companies that were, other than AWS, that were doing a public cloud. And we were really early adopters, as we always have been with technology, as we even are today with AI. But it was 2012 was really when it started most companies were really looking for and understanding that there was a real shift that they could make from, on-prem servers and a real investment they could make into the cloud. And that was a memorable year because we helped so many clients make that transition during that period. And that coincided with sort of my role moving into more of a operations role and us starting to really grow as an organization.
Yeah, I mean so 2010 was we look at it, build our timeline out, the history.
Yeah, January 3rd, 2010. I joined EMPIST.
So and as we continue, so yes, it was so important to me that when you came in, you understood the business. It wasn't just that. I'm a firm believer of being able to relate to the other work that people are doing within the organization, and being an operator who's a true operator, not just a paper pusher.
Right.
And I think that was, looking back at it, it was one of the best things that we did, because you understood how the business ran, both from a client engagement, client experience perspective.
Yep.
You understood how the sales process worked. And again, sales is a good thing. It's, you're servicing the client.
Yeah.
And then just, as we were building out operations and we started scaling, I remember we've made a few moves over the last 25 years as well. We weren't always located where we are today, and the expansion of offices.
Correct.
There was a point in time where there were just 5 people in an office.
Yep.
And we've grown the organization to over 100 people. So a lot of great things that we've accomplished together. So 2015, we made an acquisition to introduce digital services into the organization, and it was very important for us to be able to do that, primarily so that we can be of service to our client by not just being IT. IT oftentimes is, I got a guy thinking we're really, to fulfill our mission is to really, fuel businesses with the technology they need to succeed. And again, it's technology. It's not just IT. It's not servers. It's not PCs. It's not cloud. It's also the digital side of the business. So 2015 was a remarkable year as we introduced that, and we made some moves in that space. 2017, we rebranded.
Yep.
2017, so we have mentioned Digerati a few times in the conversation today, but we rebranded as EMPIST. It was actually something I wanted to do back in 2008. I actually, to be honest with you, I just procrastinated with it. I actually owned the domain from back then, and EMPIST was something that was very dear to what I wanted to do, especially in the business side of it. EMPIST is derived from the Greek word trust.
Yes.
So very fitting for any type of partnership where there needs to be trust. If there is no trust, so there's no confidence, and everything else just falls apart. So 2017, it was great too, because back in 2000, when I started the business originally as Digerati Consulting Group, I created the logo. I didn't have much of a creative. I didn't have a creative background.
Surprising, because it's pretty good.
Yeah, well, it's something that we created, and but
the D and the G.
Yeah. And in 2017, being able to do it, where we really looked at it and said we need to establish an organization that again is built to fulfill our mission, and in an umbrella of what we're going to be able to do in the future. So having trust in our name, and being able to build a logo that when it comes together, it's 2 hands coming together. If you were to flip it, it's 2 hands coming together. And each one of the colors represents something special, a pillar of what we do at the organization. So 2017, and having a team that actually helped me do that was great. We had creative team, we had branding guidelines, things that were foreign at back in 2000, 2002.
Right, so it was blue and light blue, right?
Yeah, it was blue and light blue. So it was great to do that. And then, as we continued on from 2017, we made some expansion. We've been winning awards throughout the years. Managed services became very mainstream. We knew that we needed to get deeper in how we were delivering technologies. We made substantial investments in cybersecurity, but even prior to cybersecurity, we made the commitment of product development.
Yep.
For our own organization, we've used many platforms and tools out there that were in our space, whether it was directly for managed service providers, but also for other types of industries. We made this commitment and investment that we're going to be the best that we can possibly be, and we made this investment in a commitment to build our products. Yeah. And we started our product development 2017 timeframe, right around there. Launched it, invested a lot in cybersecurity growth, brought in some key hires. I'm obviously just summing it up very quick.
Yeah.
But, expanded our executive team. Oh, I forgot one very important piece. 2014, before 2015, 2014, We actually did our expansion.
Right. 2013 we started it. Right. 2014 we went live.
Yeah.
Right?
2014 we started our our expansion into our international market.
Correct.
So we opened our offices in Athens, Greece. Where it was just one person out there. And,
sorry, Team Greece.
Yeah,
You're
so
not
sorry.
an afterthought,
Yes.
Just to be clear.
Yes, I can't
very
believe,
much an important
I can't
part
believe,
of what we did.
very important part because last year we celebrated our 10-year anniversary, celebrating 25 years for EMPIST as a whole, but 10 years
That's
for
correct.
our offices in Greece.
Which is also a blink of the eye.
Yeah, very important piece of how we operate today. And very proud of what the team out there has done as well as our team here.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to add to it, EMPIST also, I believe, the Greek word also has a dual meaning of loyalty as well. So we see that a lot. We see trust and loyalty. We're very loyal to. We understand that results are what drive everything, but very loyal. We look even at our partnership. When we look at our partnerships with our clients, it's very important that we establish that foundation of trust, and through that trust and through delivering results, there is a built shared loyalty to each other and an understanding that we can work together and do some amazing things.
Yeah.
So you just outlined some of them. Big part of that growth during that period was also the trust we invested in Greece in general, in the ability to deliver incredible solutions for us, and incredible individuals and engineers. But those individuals that joined our team as they began to develop, when we flash forward to 2017, we wouldn't even begin to be able to develop our own products and our own product lines had it not been for the investment that we made in Greece, and starting in 2003, but going live in 2014.
Right. Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Being able to support clients, we have clients worldwide that we support, and being able to have, it's the people side of it, having people that can deliver great service and exceptional services. What we say, both sides of the Atlantic is something that was a big strategy of ours, and I'm so happy that it came together. It came to fruition, and we've really invested and continue to invest on both sides. So, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, we're a staff of over 100 people now. We have a strong executive team. We have managers. We try to multiply the things that we do. Time is of the most it's the most precious thing to us. So, as we look and we're building out, whether it's new services, recruiting new people, we're always looking for the best people that can help multiply what we're doing. Because, yes, it is our 25th year anniversary, but I truly believe that we haven't even scratched the surface.
No.
There's so much opportunity and so much that we can do for our clients. And I know you believe this, I believe this, but we have to have service in our heart.
Yeah.
You say this many times. And just, that's how I grew up. I mean, service has to be in your heart. You have to be obsessed with providing great service, and everything else comes.
Yeah.
Everything else will fall in line if the service is there. So when we talk about service, I mean, you're obviously very involved in how we deliver services to our clients. And, we've had many successes as we've grown the organization. But when you just like your philosophy of service, like, when servicing a customer, what would you say are some of the core areas that when you're looking at a customer and how you service them and how you transform them, what are the most important things to you?
Well, I think, we would agree, and something I've learned quite a bit from you is you first need to listen and understand what our client needs are. It's clear sometimes we fall into a trap of, how did we perform on the last ticket or, the last engagement. And, it's in some degrees what I've learned in working within this service industry is that, I joke around sometimes, often the goat and rarely the goat. Like when things aren't working, everybody's really, they need help. It's already a stressful situation. So the best thing you can do is listen, relax, understand, and address the issue at hand first. There will be breakdowns, and this is something that took me a long time to learn. Sometimes you want to figure out why did it break down, and you want to try to resolve that. And that's where you and I working together really has taught me so much is like, let's first fix the issue, because right now, what's causing the pain, let's remove that thorn, let's remove the thing that's stopping and halting. everybody reacts differently in stressful situations. Not everybody reacts the same way, and it's no indictment on their personality. And I'm just talking about individual users within an organization, from leadership down to, somebody that may be an entry-level position, how they handle stress, or I got to get this report done, or I need to get this thing printed, or, this continues to break. That's stressful for them, and they may handle it differently. And one thing that I've learned is, first, the goal when it comes to providing good service, and this applies across all of our team members, regardless of your role within the organization, because at some point you're going to be engaging with our client, likely directly or indirectly. So if it's not in your heart to start with, you're going to miss it. You're going to indirectly, unconsciously, or you're going to ignore the importance of it, the sense of urgency. But the reality is, you first need to understand what is going on.
Yeah.
And you can only do that through listening. So no matter how that is delivered, that message is delivered to us, and it depends on the type of persona, the personality, or what they're going through, what was happening with them that day. It may be delivered to you in a way that not everybody likes. And I come from a personality that, and you know me, right? So I'm not always the most patient, just in general, like patient waiting for the car, the traffic, or, something to get done. But I've learned through working with our clients, the importance of really finding that level of patience when it comes to working with our clients, and understanding that that's what our team needs to do. There are going to be stressful situations. There are going to be tickets that don't go the way they should, or things that don't perform the way they should. But first, can we be good listeners? And then I think the other part of it are just basic elements of good services. Can we be communicative?
Yep.
Are we actually following up? Just, hey, we might fix something, but is it fixed? Is it really working? Hey, how did that thing work out for you? Just that little touch follow-up is so critical. And we have certain, I think we would be lying ourselves and our clients and our viewers if we didn't say we've missed the mark at times in those areas. And I will say the one thing that, just listening to our history and just talking about the things that we've done and knowing your commitment. See, I think it comes from the top level down, your commitment with service in your heart, knowing how you grew up in a service industry with it was always service. It's taught me so much, and by extension, it's taught our organization so much. But we've always embraced change. Like we're not afraid. Like, we weren't afraid of AI. We weren't late adopters. We're actually very early adopters of AI, but want to do it responsibly for our clients. We're very early adopters of the cloud. We weren't afraid of it. We made an investment, a big investment, in our own cloud infrastructure, because we believed of the capabilities of extending that to our clients. And even today, while we still help many of our clients move to Azure as an option, if it's the right option for them, we have our own cloud that is a great option depending upon the business need for the client, depending upon if there's a budgetary constraint, a whole variety of things that can enable us to offer our cloud, which is an incredible solution for our clients. So we've always been willing to guide our clients and offer recommendations that are right for their business. Mm-hmm. But we've embraced technology throughout, and I think the commitment to change is important. So even when we see breakdowns, just to bring it full circle to service, when we see breakdowns in, are we following up daily on tickets? Are we, providing good communication? Are we doing the must-haves, as you talk about, right? The gotta-haves in
the
service.
non-negotiables.
The non-negotiables, right? If we're not doing that, do we then just rely on each individual team member to do it or not do it, and then put all the onus on the managers to guide them, do it or not do it? We tried that as well, because we want to coach our managers, we want to coach our team members, we want to trust, we don't want to micromanage. But at the same time, when we see that's not persistent, we don't have that consistent level of service and that standard of excellence, we've looked for ways to help not micromanage, but guide them to the desired outcome. And that's really due to an embrace and change. That couldn't have come about without embracing building our own ticketing. So we talk about some of our products, right? Yeah. Building our own ticketing system. That came about because of a need to be able to drive great service and to have a platform that can drive that great service. When we talk about EMPIST 360, another product of ours, a great product, client portal, in my opinion, a real differentiator and game changer when it comes to other businesses, not just MSPs, but other businesses, that ability for our clients to have a full transparent view of their partnership with us.
Yep.
And to be able to drive expected outcomes and desired outcomes from them. For example, if there's an issue that they need to escalate, they don't need to just send an email. They can simply click a button and it goes to all the necessary individuals, including yourself and myself, because we want to be providing the greatest service possible. So it's that embracing of change, I think, is and not willing to just accept that's how we've always done it, I think is critical in providing great service.
Yeah, I mean, you summed it up, perfectly. The service is in our heart, and when you look at over the last 25 years, the experiences that we've had, just as an organization, to be able to make this commitment of continual improvement.
Yeah.
There's, as I mentioned earlier, there's this mainstream effect of managed service providers. Someone can walk into a trade show with a credit card, walk out with a set of tools,
low barriers of entry,
an RMM, a PSA, some sort of EDR, and then call themselves a managed service provider. Yeah. We know that that's one thing that you can't trade. The experiences that we've had, the good and the bad, of being able to and having the commitment from my level, top down, bottom up, that we are making this commitment of continual improvement is key to our overall success. And one of the other points that I wanted to make is the investment back into the organization. Yeah. We talked about the product side of it, but when if you look at our org chart today compared to what it looked like in 2010, it was fairly flat. Everybody was wearing multiple hats. Everybody was, I was doing it, and I had no problem doing it, but I wanted to set that tone that if I can do it, anybody can do it within the organization. But as we've scaled the organization and implemented more process, refined process, you mentioned one thing that was very important, and everybody knows that here at EMPIST is when you ask somebody, why are we doing something, and they say, well, we've always done it this way.
Yep.
What is it?
That's how we've always done it. That's a kiss of death, right?
Kiss of death, death to a company.
Yep.
If somebody cannot explain why we do something, and it's just that we've always done it this way, and they believe that there's a better way of doing it, and they just continue going through the motion of doing it, that is truly death to a company. So we've worked on optimizations, we've worked on productivity increases, building more efficiencies, better process. We also introduced goal-setting methodology, very transparent, OKR.
2018.
Yeah, 2018, OKR methodology. So there's a lot of history. When you peel back some of the layers,
sure,
it's like where we are today isn't where we started. And oftentimes people look at final product. I go to shows all the time, and people, oh, my God, this company that you've grown, and, they look at final product, but the blood, sweat, and tears that not just me, everyone.
Yeah.
Because I'm a firm believer, you build great companies with great people.
Sure.
And I know you share the same sentiment, but the blood, sweat, and tears that got us to where we are today, but knowing where we can actually go in the future is so exciting for me because we're not at the final product. We're still just getting started.
Yeah. It's both exciting, at times daunting, but not really daunting. It's just super exciting and motivating to know that we're, what we've built up to this point is, now we're starting to get our pacing. It's hard to believe it's 25 years, but now we're starting to get that rhythm. We made a real change where we said we're going to go really aggressive. Like we weren't going to be a lifestyle business. We were going to be one that was really proactive and aggressive. And in a growth mindset and growth mentality. And early on, it was a shock to the system, right? Where everybody's like, and we actually lost some great individuals over that period, not because we wanted to or we intended to, but, not everybody has that same pace that we had. We knew we could do more and could do more for our team, definitely, and our clients, and they're all part of our EMPIST family, right? They're all part of Extension. So we knew we could deliver more. And for any of our, by the way, I just wanted to say this, but for any of our clients, and we've had some incredible clients, we've lost some incredible clients over the years because we've had growing pains, and that does happen. But for any of our clients, both existing and maybe that we've lost, come back and see what we're doing at EMPIST. It's exciting. Yeah. We're not sitting complacent. We are always looking for how we can improve. So that mindset of let's get better and better and better persists through really almost every day of everything that we do. We're constantly looking for how can we make improvements, how can we make adjustments. And yes, it does come down to ultimately our goal setting. It's 100% a resistance against. That's how we've always done it. When somebody can't explain why do we always do it this way, is likely a failed process or something that needed to be implemented at the time and no longer is relevant. And quite frankly, there's better ways to do things. And the other thing that's, when we talk about change and commitment, is we even hired and brought on an automation specialist because we recognize that we need to automate processes, reduce laborious steps, keep it simple, and do things faster. And we're extending that across the team. And it's just that ongoing commitment of what can we do better? How can we be better? And most importantly, we do that because we know our clients need it, deserve it, and they themselves are looking for ways that they can make their business more efficient. Absolutely. So as anything that we've ever, service-wise, we've ever offered to our clients, we utilize and we embrace internally. Yeah. Same thing with automation. I mean, we're not currently offering services on automation, right, but we will. That will come because our clients need it. If we need it, we know our clients need it.
Absolutely.
There's so much that we do and we know our clients do in business, and where we want to be better is can we guide them on how they can transform their businesses. Oftentimes you get mired and stuck in tickets and then in, what we call tech alignment. Are they using the appropriate standards, firewalls, servers? Are they in the cloud or on premise? And sometimes you get wrapped up in that, and even our clients get wrapped up in that because they think that's what's the most important element. But really what the most important element is, how can they be more efficient? How can they utilize the platforms and or reduce the platforms that they have to be more efficient? And oftentimes that's just through a good understanding of what they're trying to achieve as the desired outcome, and then looking for ways that we can integrate and automate those for them. And so when you talk about the exciting future has us right on the precipice of actually being able to extend the great things that we're doing internally and responsibly for our clients. We're doing it in certain elements, but we're not all the way there.
Well, and that's where you see the continual improvement side of it. And look, technology is evolving. The needs are changing. There's external factors. There's pressure that's happened with across different industries. One of the common things that we know, businesses pretty much face the same challenges. They're trying to hire good staff. They're trying to increase sales. They're trying to improve finances. They're trying to do sales and marketing. They all, you look at the 4 pillars. We look at sales, marketing, finance, and operations.
Yep.
That applies to every single business.
Correct.
So this continual improvement and commitment to bringing these things to the surface for our clients is a big differentiator, because if you're not, then you become a dinosaur, and what happened to the dinosaurs? You eventually become extinct.
Yeah.
So this is that level of commitment that we've had. It's so exciting. I mean, there's so many things that are occurring within, I'm not even talking about tech space. Can technology enable a business? Sit down with a business owner and us, by implementing the proper technology, can it enable them to achieve all the goals that they've set forth?
100%.
And that's truly where you look at a trusting relationship, an EMPIST relationship. It's that there's a level of trust and alignment that we are helping them. And once again, I've said it a few times already, our mission is what?
Fuel businesses with the technology they need to succeed.
Exactly.
Right?
And that's something that's very important, that everybody can recite that.
Yeah.
We've made a substantial investment. Let's talk a little bit about that, because, so as we were growing the organization, we were looking at, we obviously needed to scale our people.
Yeah.
And we needed some guiding principles. We need some guiding principles of who are we attracting, who are we recruiting, who are we promoting, who are we potentially parting ways with. And the guiding principles, we came up with a set of guiding principles, and we call, it's not specific to EMPIST, but our core values.
Our core values.
Our core values are extremely important to the organization. Were you going to say something?
Well, I was just going to say AADPRRTT, right? Yeah. So got to remember it. I go around quiz individuals. We said we made a commitment that if, us bringing on individuals, great talent, but a right fit for EMPIST, as well as keeping team members, great talent, right? Intelligent, contributing individuals themselves. But for them to stay with EMPIST, they've got to not just adhere to, but embody our core values. We are accountable. We are aligned. We are disciplined. We are proactive. We are results-oriented. We are respectful. We are team players. We are trustworthy, right? Trust, EMPIST. So, they have to embody those core values.
Yeah, and embodying them isn't just here at EMPIST. This is something that's extremely important.
Sure.
And everybody needs to understand that it isn't just embodying them while you're at work, between the hours of 8 to 5 or whatever shift you're working. It's if you are accountable, you have to be accountable at work, but also personally.
Yes.
Personally and professionally. How can you just turn it off? Right. I'm accountable at work, but I'm not accountable at home.
Yeah.
I'm disciplined at home, but I'm not disciplined at work. So those things are very important. And that's actually helped us as we've looked at it, and we looked at as we recruit, that is something that's enabling us to build the team that's allowing us to go into the future. Right. The future is very exciting for us. I am super excited about the continual investment in people and technology and process improvements. We've acquisitions as we expand the organization. But with all this stuff that's happening, one thing that will remain the same is having service in our heart.
Yeah.
Service has to be the driving factor. Service has to be senior to everything that we do. I know you believe this. I know that your team believes this, everybody that you're managing. And it's something that just looking at one thing that hasn't changed from 2000 to 2025, correct. We talked about many changes, many things. But one thing that has remained the same and stayed consistent is service has to be senior to everything that we do.
100%. 100%. When I think back, and I tell clients oftentimes when I tell our story, which, it's uniquely our story, I always say, listen, I sat on your side of the table. We want to sit on the same side of the table, but I was a client. And I was very excited to know that when I joined the other side, right, when you peel back the curtain, the Wizard of Oz, and you look, that it was exactly the same as what I experienced or felt on being a client. Yeah. It was a real commitment to, and this, we have these conversations all the time. It's like all the time. It's like what, client dissatisfied, or a client needs this assistance, or, we delivered a solution, wasn't the right solution. Why didn't we take into account exactly and understand exactly what the client need was and have service in our heart? So we fight that all the time. We are reminded ourselves, reminded our team that why are we here? We're here. We're celebrating 25 years precisely because we understood the importance of finding and aligning with incredible clients that had great businesses. Mm-hmm. And that's the fun part about it. It's like learning about all these different businesses our clients have, and the things that we never even realized, or the industry that they were in, or that industry even existed. And it's just incredible, a lot of the things, both for-profit and not-for-profit clients that we have, the things that they do and that they've accomplished, and the constituents that they support. Mm-hmm. It's a huge responsibility as a partner of theirs, but it's one that really I think for me outlines why I come to work every single day. It's because we've got incredible clients that rely on us, and that they have so many other either customers or partners or their staff that rely on us to be able to do what we need to be able to do to help them. And so I talk about the if it's a brand new client or a prospective client come on, we generally, our standard agreements are 3 years. I talk about a 3-year journey. Year one, let's understand their business inside and out. Let's also align any gaps that they might have. That's the alignment of the technology. Year two, let's get to the fun part. Let's transform the businesses. Now, this could happen within year one, maybe extends a little into year two, but by year two, we're focused fully on how do we transform their business, understand their business process, where can we make business process improvement, where can we help guide them to the next level, that next level for them. And then year 3, it's really let's audit what we've achieved, audit what we've accomplished, and then let's look at what the next future level looks like for that organization and realign at that point. And so alignment. We are aligned is such an important one. If you recall when we were talking, really defining our core values, I was the one. The line didn't resonate for me as much at the time. The rest of the team really felt strongly about Align, but I would say that's the one of the core values that I recite over and over and over again is true. We have to be aligned as an organization. We have to be aligned with our clients and our client needs. And this has been a fun journey, no doubt. It has been a fun journey, and I'm truly looking forward to what the next 25 years will look like for EMPIST. I'll be a part of that for as long as I can be a part of that. But I know that the future is exciting. And we're bringing on some great new individuals that are really starting to guide and grow our team. And it's exciting to see that. We always talked about that. We want to find individuals that are even more talented, even more aggressive, are better than us.
Yeah,
right?
We shouldn't be the smart. I mean, not that I am anymore. I mean, I never was, but I shouldn't be looking around the people in the room and say I'm the smartest guy in the room.
Right.
We've our entire executive team has checked an ego to the side. We walk into an office or we walk into a meeting. It's the best idea wins.
Right.
Best idea wins. It isn't something that's coming from me or anybody else. It's the best idea. We check our ego, and best idea wins always. And that's something that, as we continue to grow and we continue to recruit and bring in amazing people, that is very exciting that we continue to embrace that.
Let's do it.
Thank you for being in the studio today, Andrew. Very excited to the next 25 plus years as we continue building this great organization, and that's going to be generational. That's going to last, and many people are going to be part of it. And this generational effect that we have, not just for EMPIST, but also the stuff that we're delivering for our clients. As you mentioned, our clients, our clients' families.
Right.
It just is a continuous effect. So thank you for everything that you've done here at EMPIST over the last 15 years.
15 years. That's correct.
At EMPIST, and looking forward to the amazing things that we're going to accomplish in the future.
100. Thank you very much, John. Thank you for giving us the opportunity. I mean, really, this was your vision that I'm excited to be a part of and help build and add my own stamp to it, as we expect from all of our other great team members and our clients. So, it's very exciting. You mentioned multi-generational. Your kids, my kids, they know they're coming here. We're building it. We're not
going anywhere.
No.
All right. Fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.